The late classical period of Indian thought, stretching into the 5th century CE, saw major developments in all the indigenous strains of Indic thought. The Brahminical synthesis brought about the birth of the major denominations of Hindu belief. Buddhism went through radical changes that would see the birth of Mahayana and Theravada, and the Jains, one of the oldest and most influential groups, despite its small size, was no exception to this. Kunda, whom I have already made a video on, was earlier in this period and dealt with issues such as true reality and delusion. However, he was mainly influential in the Digambara sect, the so-called sky-clad Jains. However, a second great Jain thinker of this period is accepted as authoritative in both the Svetambara and Digambara sects, and his name is Umaswati. Like many of his Indian contemporaries, it is somewhat difficult to pin down Umaswati's precise dates, although he is believed to have flourished sometime in the 2nd to 5th century CE. It has been stated that he came from a Brahmin family and became a Jain monk later in life, but we cannot be sure of this story. The text for which Umaswati is known is the Tattvartha Sutra, which can be translated as the Discourse on the Nature of Reality, or pithily as that which is. It is also sometimes called the Moksha Shastra, or scripture describing the path of liberation. The text is different to both the Jain Agamas and the works of Kunda in that it is composed in Sanskrit, the refined liturgical and philosophical language of the Brahmin and Mahayana philosophers, rather than Prakriti, the vernacular language used in earlier Jain works. The original text is in the usual aphoristic sutra style, nigh unintelligible without accompanying commentaries. However, in this stern manner, Umaswati lays down in 10 chapters a thorough and complete system of Jain belief that has dominated later Jain thought on the matter. In 10 chapters, Umaswati lays down a discussion on the 7 tattvas, or realities. These include realities forming the basis of the Jain system of belief, including 1. Jiva, being sentient entities, 2. Ajiva, being non-sentient entities, 3. Ashrava, or the influx of the karma into the soul, 4. Bandha, the bondage of karma with the soul, 5. Samvara, stopping the inflow of the karma, 6. Niryara, the progressive elimination of karma, and 7. Moksha, being liberation. Herein lies the fundamentals of Jain religious belief and practice. If you want to understand a little bit more about these 7 aspects and the process of liberation, I recommend going back and looking at the Mahavira and Jainism video. If a person understands these 7 realities and applies themselves to the Ratna Traya, or 3 gems, right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct, they can rid themselves of their karmic baggage and achieve liberation. However, the first thing that needs to occur is the recognition by the adherent and the acceptance to quote unquote of the truth of these 7 realities. The Tattvartha Sutra is extremely important in that it provides an aphoristic map of Jain metaphysics, ontology, and theology. A measure of the importance of this work is that no later Jain from either tradition can write on these topics without first invoking Umaswati. This influence is so profound that for many, the Tattvartha Sutra is simply the gold standard for Jain thought. In daily practice and prayers, many Jains will often use the aphorisms of Umaswati in a similar manner to the Roman Catholics with catechisms. In fact, one of the aphorisms from the Tattvartha Sutra is commonly inscribed at the base of the 1974 Pan-Jain symbol and reads either as "all life is bound together by mutual support and interdependence," or as "souls render service to one another." In either rendering, the indelible mark of Umaswati on all Jain belief is clear.